Okay, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me and know that this is a recording, and I will be posting it on my YouTube channel a little bit later. So if you're not comfortable, then you might want to sign off and then watch the replay. All right, so I'm going to go over my agenda with you. We'll go through an introduction. We'll go over my Zoom, a little bit about myself. What's the starter kit, the Stampin' Up starter kit during Saleabration 2023? What I'd pick out if I ordered this starter kit today. The perks and benefits of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Don't get nervous on that word demonstrator. The perks and benefits of being on my team, the Inspired Daisies. All right, so here we go. So my name's Karen McNull, and I'm the team leader of the Inspired Daisies team. I have never led a discussion over Zoom regarding the starter kit and benefits of joining. So I thought there's no better time than now. We are during Saleabration. We don't have many days left. The 28th of February is when it ends. Please use the chat button, which you can find at the bottom of your screen. So if you take your mouse and you hover over the bottom area, you'll see a bunch of little things, or you should see lots of icons. Hit the chat button, and then to the right side, at least it is on my computer, you will see meeting chat, and you can post a message to everyone, or you can use that little menu bar to go person to person or everyone in the meeting. Okay, so just make sure before you post anything that it's going to the place you want it to go. All right, so let's see, we got that. At the very end, we're going to have a question and answer session. But if you have an immediate question that needs to be answered like right away, just raise your hand or try to get my attention to however you can. I'll try to look at the chat button, but my eyes tend to not go over that away. So a little bit about myself. I am a native Vermonter, lived here all my life in the lovely state of Vermont. And I've lived here like all my life, not where I'm living currently today, but in the state. So in 2012, I decided to go to a home party, a Stampin' Up party with a friend at a friend's house. And I had never paper crafted in all my life. I needed something to do in 2012 because our youngest son went on to college. He went to Massachusetts to attend Merrimack College. Our older son was in grad school at Quinnipiac in Connecticut. So Karen needed something to do. I always need something to do extra, because I did work full-time at there then as well, and actually took care of football players too. And that's a long story, longer story, much longer. But anyway, we moved here. So up there, I started, and as a hobby demonstrator, I've been a hobby demonstrator from 2012 to about 2020. I started out purchasing things little by little. I did not go out and buy everything. I couldn't afford to buy everything. So what I did was I just picked, every time I placed an order, I wanted a new ink pad color. So I purchased an ink pad. So I kind of broke it up that way. And over time, I've been able to really outfit my paper crafting room really nicely. My last investment is right here. It's an IKEA bookcase with Stampin' storage units in it. This thing has been a blessing, honestly. It has saved my life. I'm so much more organized with my paper and everything down below. You really can't see down below, but it's 4 rows of organization. So then I lost my train of thought there, but so anyway, I had classes at the library. Our group became too large, so they asked me to leave. I was taking up too much real estate. So I said, okay, fine. I'm just going to go stamp at our house. So that's what I did. And I did that for quite a long time until like 2016. And then we decided to move. We just decided we needed a change. Our work needed a change. My husband retired from dairy farming. So we needed to stay in the state of Vermont. We moved about 90 minutes south so we could be kind of in the middle of our kids. We're closer to one versus the other one, but it's a little bit closer to Connecticut than it was before. Shaved off about 90 minutes of the drive one way. So I just kind of started working at the Parks and Rec agency that I'm currently working at now, or kind of currently working at. And then I asked if I could do paper crafting events. And they said yes. So I'm like, okay, let's do it. So we did start having monthly meeting or paper crafting on the last Wednesday of the month. It's easier to remember when it's happening, the last Wednesday of the month. And over time, the class has grown. And now I've got 12 to 15 regulars that come every single month. And it's basically 80% social and 20% stamping. And everyone gets their cards done and everybody's happy because they're with the group. So it kind of feels like family. The only way I actually learned about my area where I live in now and how I made friends is with paper crafting. I didn't know a soul moving here. So that's how I got to know people. There's a little bit of I wanted to also say, so I was a hobby stamper up until 2020, February 24th, 2020. So I'm coming up 3 days shy of my Stampin' Up anniversary, where I decided that I wanted to do more than just hobby stamping. I wanted to turn this into a business. So I have been able to do that, and with a lot of hard work, a lot of long nights. You know, there's a lot of times I'm up until 11 o'clock, but this is what I want to do. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And today kind of gave my notice. So I am a little flustered after today. But anyway, it's ironic that I'm coming here with you and discussing the starter kit on a day that I kind of gave my notice. But no, we don't want to talk about that. But misconceptions about Stampin' Up. There's a lot of misconceptions out there that you have to sell, that you have to do home parties, that you have to blog, you have to have a website, do videos, do lives. You don't need to do any of that. Okay, I do that. It's my choice to do that. So it's a choice that I've made. Am I comfortable in front of a camera? No, I'm not, but I'm getting a little bit better. So my business has, it's gotten where I'm very, very busy. And I actually have a helper now on Wednesdays. Debbie comes over to help me almost every single Wednesday, but this is something I really love to do. I'd like to see people learn a new technique, especially heat embossing. I think that is just like magic. And that is the first technique. That's the first thing I did ever as a stamper at that home party. We embossed this huge swallowtail butterfly in gold, and then we colored it in. That sold me right off. I put my $50 order, and that was that. And then I decided I'd become a demonstrator. But anyway, my business is probably now about 80% online and 20% in-person classes. Now, during COVID, I only lost 3 months of in-person classes. So that was pretty good. It could have been a lot worse. So I think that's all I have about the little bit about myself. I thought I would show you what I think I would put in my starter kit if I was to purchase it today. Okay, there's 3 different options. During my time as a Stampin' Up business or hobby demonstrator, I've never seen anything quite like this. Usually we just have one option and that is it. When I rejoined Stampin' Up in 2020, I received a pack of 6x6 paper. That's all I got. All right, so now we have 3 options. And I will show you the 3 options that we have. 2 of them work with the mini cut and emboss machine. And 1 is if you probably already have a die cutting machine and you just want product. So our option number 1 is the exclusive boho blue mini machine, plus your choice of $175 of products for only $129. Now, if you have sales tax in your state, you'll have to pay that sales tax as well. I have 6%, New Hampshire has 0, so they're quite lucky there. So the boho blue machine looks like this. I was able to purchase this as a demonstrator a month earlier than anyone else. So that's another perk of being a demonstrator. You get to order early. So this sits right on my desk. So that's option number 1. I would love it if they made this an evening evergreen. It is my totally top number 1 color. Option 2 is the same thing. All right, so it costs you $129. You get $175 worth of product, and you get the white mini cut and emboss machine. It's the same thing, just a different color. All right. Option 3 is say you already have a die cutting machine, you don't need one, then your choice would be $175 worth of Stampin' Up products for only $99.99. Okay, that's a lot of products. So I put together a little basket off to my left here as to what I'd order if I was purchasing the $99 deal. I got within 10 cents. So that is pretty darn good. I think the closest before that was 25 cents, but I got to 10 cents. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so the first thing you'll get, I have it on the floor here because it's already open. Let me show you the basket. It's like full. It's super heavy. It's really full of product, plus the paper pumpkin kit. So Stampin' Up will give you a paper pumpkin kit. It's not the current one, but it's a paper pumpkin kit from the past. In those, if you're not familiar, you receive an ink spot. So that is an ink pad, really small one, but you get some ink. You'll get a stamp set, which is great, especially if you're just starting out and you don't have any stamps at all, you get one here. And then within the kit, this one is a card kit. Sometimes they're 3Ds, but this one makes 9 cards, okay? And on the front, we'll show you the projects. So in this one, you get all the die cuts, you get the card bases, envelopes, and it looks like they got some embellishments in here. Sometimes they'll put ribbon or linen thread, dimensionals, glue dots. So this is a nice little kit here, and you always end up with extra supplies left over to use on future projects. So I really like that. And hopefully I'll get to this one soon. They also tell you what the next month would be if it's a current paper pumpkin. So that's great. And also you get the free shipping. Okay, so free shipping is awesome. You save. So our standard shipping is $7.95 up to $75 in product. It will go up to 11% after that. Okay, so this is great. It's about a savings of like 20 bucks or so. The first item here is basic white note cards and envelopes. These are $7. They're the mini ones. They're not our size A2 cards, but they're note cards and you can mail them. So you'll have envelopes, you'll have a card base in white, you can stamp on it, or you can make it pretty with the paper and embellishments that I've chosen. Okay, so that's $7. Stampin' dimensionals, because we can't live without them, right? They're foam dots. They give you dimension, height on any of your projects. Sometimes you can stack them twice or 3 times. I've done that, $4.50. Also, I've gotten here some rhinestone basic jewels for $6. What I like about these is if you have alcohol markers, meaning I didn't have any of the Stampin' blends to begin with. So what I would do is I would get to the closest color to my paper with a Sharpie pen, and you can color these and the ink will stay on. So that's really a benefit, especially if you have the Stampin' blends. You can coordinate your embellishments to any of our ink colors. Stampin' Up's coordination is top notch. Okay, so $6. You've got to have some basic white medium envelopes. These also come in vanilla, so it would be your choice, white or vanilla. I mostly use white, except for in the Christmas time, I'd probably use, I know I use more very vanilla at that time of the year. $7.50, and you get 40 of them. The reason why I choose Stampin' Up envelopes over anything else is because the quality, the time you invest in making a handmade card requires a beautiful envelope. Okay. What else do I have in here? This is $12. It's a fancy flora paper. It's 6x6. This is actually my card club paper we'll be using this month, which I'll be packing up for this weekend if I ever get my Stampin' Up package. UPS, I paid for 3-day shipping. It's taken 5 days. Oh, so frustrating sometimes. All right, so then you have to have ink, especially if you're brand new and you don't have anything. Like I didn't have anything in 2012. I suggest Memento Black because black pretty much goes with anything, $6. And I apologize for my ink pads because I use them quite a bit, especially certain colors. And you can see Calypso Coral, it's a hot mess. And I try to clean them as best as I can, and sometimes they just don't come clean. So that's $8. All of our classic ink pads are $8, so you can pick and choose whatever colors you want. But Calypso Coral, I love Calypso Coral on Night of Navy. And you got to have a brown, so I chose Early Espresso. That's the deepest brown color that we have. So we've gone over that. We also need adhesive. So I would choose liquid glue. It's $4. And let's see, for paper, I like to suggest for new stampers or seasoned stampers, you get the like combo pack, the assortment. You'll get 2, you order them by our color families. So I have the subtles and the neutrals. Subtles because we're coming upon the springtime and we think of subtle colors. So we've got Highland Heather, Balmy Blue, Pool Party, Mint Macaron, Pear Pizzazz, Soft Seafoam, Daffodil Delight, or yeah, no, that's So Saffron, Flirty Flamingo, Petal Pink, and Blushing Bride. Great quiz for me. That's $9.50. You would order whatever colors that you like. So for me, I like the neutrals. Okay, $9.50. Again, 2 sheets of every color, 20 sheets in a pack. So we got basic gray, smoky slate, gray granite, lots of grays. They're earth tones, and I'm an earth tone person. Crumb cake. Let's see what else is in here. Soft suede, early espresso. There's the ink color, Night of Navy, Mossy Meadow. And then we have Mary Merlot. All right, so that's what I would order. There's 40 sheets of paper, 20 and 20. And then you need some white. And I love our basic white. And we get 40 sheets in one. This comes in thick basic white too, but only 24 sheets. The big pack, the thinner to stamp on is 40 sheets, $10.25. Then for stamp sets, I chose dies that would fit into the mini cut and emboss machine. You may want to choose something else, but I chose the Something Fancy bundle. It's all sentiments, and the dies in here will cut out the sentiments in here. So if you stamp it on the white, you've got some nice dies that will make some nice sentiment labels. Then I teamed that up with the Best Day stamp set. I think it's fun. We need birthday, and I just love this. This is so cute, right? $23. Both of these are cling stamp sets. So those are red rubber stamp sets. And then that got me really, really close. And I said, oh, there's nothing in the catalog for like, I think it was $2.40 what I was left. But I went to the clearance rack. Okay, I don't have them, but pretend these are ombre gift bags. They're $2.40. All right. And they're all the in colors from the ones that are going to be retiring this year. So just pretend those are ombres. I got within 10 cents, I believe. You can do the math. But say you don't have any blocks. I would replace something, you know, maybe you have glue or something that's incomparable. My go-to block is size D, as in delightful. All right, so D block. C and Bs are also some of my favorite blocks as well. Right, so let me just get all this happiness over here out of my way so I can stay really organized. Sometimes I'm a hot mess, but that's a lot of product. All right. Again, free shipping, $7.95 or 11% of your order. It's awesome, awesome deal. It's shipping alone, really. All right, so now what's the perks of and benefits of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator? And that word demonstrator, again, can get people a little nervous. All right, you don't, remember I said you do not have to have parties, you do not have to blog, video, whatever. You don't need to do that. You can just take the benefit of being a demonstrator and save the minimum of 20%. Okay, you get that 20% on your first order after you purchase the starter kit. They're already giving you a huge deal with that starter kit. So the next order would be 20% off. So what are the benefits of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator? And I have my list here and I kind of want to not miss anything. And these are just my thoughts. Other demonstrators can have different thoughts as well. So first on my list is you become part of a wonderful community. And I have to say, every person I have met in person, I have met any new people, especially when I moved, I met them through paper crafting. I would say 90% of the people that I hang out with are paper crafters. Attending, oh, and also my team, I feel like they are sisters to me, and I'll talk about that a little bit more about the Inspired Daisies team, but I don't know, there's a couple people that I know that are local to me that I know, but there's other people that live in other sections of the United States. I don't even know who they are. I know their names, but I've never met them in person, right? So I still feel like they are family to me, and we can talk about anything. I would trust them 110%. All right, another benefit that I think is great would be attending exclusive demonstrator only events. So back in November, I attended On Stage in Montreal. That's in Canada. So that was the closest one to me. It's about 4 hours away. One of my downlines wanted to go with me, Patty, and we went and we had a great time. 250 Stampin' Up demonstrators in the room, paper crafting, listening to demonstrators, showcasing new products from the mini catalog that we're currently can order from, awards, great food, catching up with people that we've seen before at past on stage events. I've been to a couple, so you kind of just get to know some people, especially the ones that are around you. Another benefit is receiving, excuse me, receiving a copy of our catalogs. We get them before our customers, all right? Which is great because then we can educate ourselves and figure out what our list wish is. And my list wish is always like 10 pages long, but you gotta step back, and I can't order that much all at once. Another benefit is participating in charitable events, and Stampin' Up is huge on this. They every single month will do some kind of event that helps out their local community. When I go to the incentive trip to Norway in end of May, we will be doing something similar. I don't know what it is. They've already told us that we will be able to partake in something that's charitable. So I'm looking forward to that. I always love to give back to my community. This winter, I challenged my customers and my team members to make 350 Christmas cards. Some of the team members did that, and that was awesome. Those that could do it, they did it. We give out holiday baskets in the community where I work to low income needy families or elderly folks that can't get out and enjoy the holidays. And I thought to myself, you know, I bet those baskets go out with no Christmas card in them. And I wonder if any of these people receive a Christmas card. So I challenged my team to make Christmas cards. We made 350 and I brought them into work, and Claire picked them up, and they were so heavy. I had to help her. The bag was extremely heavy. So I helped her out with her car, to her car. What they did in turn was something that I do when I send cards to my teammates. I send a little Post-it note in there, and I said to, basically it says to make somebody's day, send this card away along its way. Well, they did the same thing, believe it or not. They didn't want to sign that Christmas card because they wanted the family to send it to somebody else. So we're always spreading the happiness around by card making. Another thing I mentioned was the 20% off, but you do have a chance to earn 25% discount when you hit $1,800, and that would be on future purchases. I'm at that 25%. I would say a little over half of the Inspired Daisies team is at 25%. I always let them know when they're close. I always pay particular attention to my team members. If I can see where they can advance in title or to get that extra 5%, I will let them know. I just let a couple of people know yesterday. So I'm always paying attention and seeing how my team is doing and if what they can benefit in. You can also join this Demonstrator only Facebook group. It's got probably 40,000 members on it from all over the world. There's lots of inspiration there. There's lots of encouraging posts. There's really not a lot of negativity, if anything. And I don't allow negativity on my team. I'm very upfront with that. And then for those business-minded paper crafters, having the opportunity to earn a supplemental income, if that is your goal. Supplemental income can be whatever you want it to be. I can't talk about kind of what I like earn because, you know, Stampin' Up doesn't want us to talk about that, but I work super, super hard. And like, for instance, that incentive trip that I earned, less than 1% of Stampin' Up demonstrators earned that trip. And I believe at that count last year, there was slightly under or slightly over 50,000 demonstrators. Oh, more than that, I'm sure. But anyway, it takes a lot of hard work. And let me tell you, I'm up late, and my team knows I'm up late too. They always tell me to go to bed, but no, I'm looking, I want to share that love. All right, so now what are the perks and benefits of being on my team? And we're called the Inspired Daisies. And I can't really remember if I told you why I chose Inspired Daisies, but if I did, well, I'm going to tell you once again, especially if you're coming on a little bit late. Inspired Daisies, because I love to inspire people. Daisies, because of my grandmother. And my business is called Inspired by Gram, and she's the reason why I craft. Now, she did not do paper crafting. She crocheted, she made pickles. What else did she do? Oh my gosh, her pickles were like #1 seller. And then she crocheted a ton. And I have a few things in my craft room here that she made. And oh yeah, you can see there's a little, maybe you can't, up on that little thing up there, that rack, there's a little bell, crocheted bell, right? It's backwards, so I have to train my brain. Right up there, my grandmother made that. And over that way, there's a little angel made out of lace. So my grandmother and my mother and my aunt, the day of my wedding, decided they were going to go in the field and pick some wildflower daisies. And I didn't know that. So when we got to the reception, every single table had daisies on them with different kind of vases. It didn't matter if it matched or not. There was flowers on there because I couldn't afford that. Weddings back in the day in the 80s were so much different than what they are now. So anyway, daisies after my grandmother. So the perks and benefits of being on my team. First and foremost, I love my team. We have a lot of fun, and I consider everyone my sister, my stamping sister. You get me. I'm not a self-centered person, but you do get me as your team leader. If you need any kind of help, I'm here for you, night and day. I try to answer any questions of my team and my customers as soon as possible. I like to be very quick in getting back to people. You also will have a very friendly and welcoming team and community of hobby stampers. Notice the word, I didn't use demonstrator, I used hobby, H-O-B-B-Y. All right, so we are not just from Vermont, okay? We are all over the United States. And of course, my goal is to get one member in every single state in the United States. We have multiples in certain states, but I'll just list where our team is from. So we have members from Arizona, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Montana, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Vermont. So we're just not East Coast, we're everywhere, right? Let's see. And on my team, a few run classes. All right, Jody, she runs classes. She runs crops with her friend. She's the only one that really does a lot of classes, but there's a couple of new members that just joined during Saleabration that will be having classes, like Kathy. She's from New Hampshire, and she let me know she's going to have her first class on Friday of this week. So that is awesome, Kathy. I'm very proud of you for doing that. A couple of our members sell their cards and creations at local, I don't know, local shops, kind of, you know, they're smaller shops. So they're pushing out their card making as well, sharing their crafting. Some of our members on our team make exceptional 3D projects, exceptional. Like I can just think of Kelly, who makes these amazing creations that I could never have the patience to do. So we bring in a lot of multiple different techniques and what have you. Computer training for new members, along with refresher trainings for those folks that on the team that need a refresher. So when somebody joins our team, we set up a time. Sometimes it's a group, sometimes it's one-on-one, it's whatever fits into the schedule. We go through the Demonstrator website because it's a different experience than the customer side of Stampin' Up. No longer are you a customer, you're a demonstrator entering your demonstrator orders. All right, so there's a lot to learn. You cannot learn it all in one sitting. So we do multiple trainings throughout the year. I just did one, I think it was last week and the week before. So that was just the basics. Like I said, I'm going to try to go through everything a little bit once a week, and we save those on our Facebook group, so you can refer to them as you need to. All of my online classes and tutorials are free for my team. Every single one. I upload those into the group, and they're welcome to download those and use them in a class that they might be having. Use them as they want to. The only thing I ask is that they take their own photographs, because that's what I would like them to do. I want them to get into the, if they're using it for a class. If they're using it personally, I don't really care, that's fine. But if they're using it for a class, I want them to get to know how to make their own tutorials. They can copy and paste everything, but I would like to have them use their own camera work And they might have different paper than I'm using. They might just like to see, like they see a design in one of my classes, they like to use that one. And they may see another one in a different class. And they're using different products. So I'd like to have them use their own camera to do that. And I let them know every single time I upload. What else do? We do weekly challenges posted in our Facebook group. Debbie is in charge of that, and that takes a lot off my plate. I used to do that, but I needed help. So Debbie stepped up to do that. I've had other team members do that as well. We like to trade off every so often. Weekly updates on Tuesdays. It's 7:57 right now, but usually at 7 o'clock Eastern time, I'm on our Facebook group live and I read the weekly updates from Stampin' Up and also from me. Monthly meetings on Zoom, because a lot of the team is doesn't live where I live. Some live 10 minutes away, but they choose to stay at their house and go on Zoom. Does everybody on the team participate? Absolutely not. It's never required to attend one of my team meetings, but I love to see their faces pop up. So I do encourage them to attend. It's very, it's stress-free environment. Monthly crafting event on the last day of the month via Zoom, again, because we can't meet in person. Anyone local to me can come here in my craft room and craft together, but we do it on Zoom. I schedule it for 1 hour. There's never been a time where we've just taken 1 hour. It's always more than an hour. I think our record actually has been 2 hours, believe it or not. It's just so much fun to get together. Let's see, sales events and challenges, celebration for my team. That's one of the things that they are participating in right now. I gave them a challenge for St. Patrick's Day to post a card in our Facebook page to do that. That was at the last team meeting. I'm always trying to find ways to challenge our daisies, keep them going, keep them rocking and rolling, right? We might have a 3D challenge or something like that, but we always have something that we are striving to make, maybe a new technique or what have you. Monthly awards at our team meetings. I always reward my top 3 for sales of the prior month. Every single month we do a royalty pot. I honor our Stampin' Up anniversary dates, birth dates, anybody that promotes, qualified, and I think there's a few more as well. So those are, we go through that every single month. I have a set agenda. It gets tweaked and changed a little bit from month to month, but it's pretty much the same thing. End of year awards, I always have those, and they get gifts, of course, from me for lots of hard work. And that is usually the Stampin' Up year begins ends September 30th. So their calendar is October 1st to September 30th. So I usually have an award ceremony the next month. So October, sometimes in November. I think it was November this past year. So let's see. I think I just want to make sure I go over everything. I do. I'm at the bottom of my page, 3 pages worth. So if there's any questions, you can post them in the chat. I don't see there's any here. If you want to unmute yourself, please raise your hand because I can't have everybody doing that. But if you're good and you don't have any questions, give me a thumbs up, although I can't see everybody. But okay, you're good. Wanted to chat in the chat box because I don't want to cut you short, but if you don't have any questions, I'll sign off and get ready. I have a class tomorrow, so I need to cut paper for 10 attendees at the Parks and Rec class. So it doesn't look like I have anything on the chat box. So again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can call me or text me at 802-338-7890, or you can email me at Karen@inspiredbygraham.com. To join Stampin' Up, I will have the information and link in the description box here on YouTube and also on my Facebook page. And again, I encourage you to ask any questions that you have. Don't be afraid of that word demonstrator. Like I said, most of my team members are hobby stampers. They're just in it for the discount. And like I've said to a lot of people, why would you pay retail pricing for a pair of jeans when you can get them on sale, right? So the same thing for paper crafting products. You don't want to pay full price. So that first demonstrator order and the starter kit's really reduced down too. You're already saving money on your paper crafting supplies. So again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Other than that, I'm going to sign out, and you guys all have a great evening. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Bye.